his time's up. And you know, I be talking and shit, and sometimes I be missing comments and shit. But just so happened it was meant for me to see that particular comment. And I had to let him know, my nigga, regardless of how bad he feel, whatever with your family and all this and that shit, my nigga, you got family right here. Ain't nobody going out bad on my watch type shit. And it felt good to be able to reach a nigga from wherever he at, from sitting right here where I'm at, and bring him back to reality. Because, like I tell you guys, the race ain't given to the swift nor to the battle to the strong, but to thee who endure to the finish. I didn't become this motherfucking way overnight. I ain't finna sit here and tell that young nigga that's sitting there that's confused, that don't know what the fuck going on, that don't know what to do, that my nigga, you born with confidence, this something that you can't discover. No, my nigga, this something that you have to grow within. You learn confidence and you build confidence over time. Don't let nobody fool you, dog. Don't nothing just happen overnight. That's why I tell a nigga you gotta get you some game for real and be super tight with your shit, where you just don't be no open book to somebody that you just like. It's layers to you and it's levels to you. So gradually, a motherfucker get to know you and you show them certain shit here and there. If you tell a motherfucker everything, they'll like you for the simplest thing, just to hurry and get to the bottom of the root to see what's all you about. And once the motherfucker know everything about you, then that's the end of you. You gotta have some substance to you, man. That's why I say that shit dig deep. You gotta go deep. It starts from up here, your mind. The most powerful tool you got. Utilize that shit. It's a reason why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You listen twice as much as you speak. Use your head. Think. Don't just do any goddamn thing and just jump out there, dog. A nigga more precious than a nigga really think. But one time for my ghetto kids, speaking of that fiend jant, we're going to go into this jant into prayer. Then we'll talk a little shit here, man. Y'all ask whatever. And we'll politic for a little minute or two. But for everyone, especially my ghetto kid, Lord, I pray that you will reveal to me the desires and the plans you have for me. Kindle a passion in my heart to pursue the course that you have for me, prepared for me. Send the right people and influences into my life. I trust you with my future. Fulfill your plan and your purpose for my life. Help me to be obedient to whatever your will is for my life. Lead, guide, and direct my steps. Give me the courage and strength to overcome any obstacle that stands in between me and my destiny you have for me. Give me patience and persistence. Let me not lose heart or give up when I face setbacks, but be bold and stand strong in my faith. Give me fortitude to press on when I'm tempted to give up and not quit. May my life be a testimony of your love, your provision, and of your passion, your love, and abundant provision. In Jesus' name, I pray. My barber was mentioning something about that the other day. I just went over there about 2-3 days ago. Nigga hair grow back so goddamn fast, especially on my face. I had to shave this shit early. It's already like a nigga hadn't grown back on his sides and shit like that fast. But anyway, I'm talking to my barber, and he mentioned something about prayer and things like that. And I was like, yeah, because as time go on, we kind of like forget the roots. And that's why you see niggas like from my era, around my age or older shit. That man was 52 years old and look damn good as me, you know, and knock your ass out, like dead the fuck serious. Block will out of the hands down. Every nigga that done ran up on him, flatline. And he gonna take it though. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't gotta be the biggest, you ain't gotta be the baddest, you just gotta just be you. But one thing that I always tell you guys, never be in no rush. Because one thing about players, and when I say players, I just talk about cool ass men in general. Let's just say that. Because I don't want niggas to get it twisted thinking that they gotta go out here and have a whole bunch of bitches and it's about playing games. Because players get played. Max and pimps, they make moves and get paid. Now that's a whole nother stage and a whole nother level. We can get to that on a whole nother page. But right now, this shit is strictly about getting your mind right, dog. It start from up here. And then when that shit in you for real, you mad from within, dog. That's why every single thing that a nigga do is natural. I don't have to sit here and make up some shit to say. I don't have to sit here and write it from a script or think of some shit or whatever. When I do spit game or holler at a broad, it ain't really game because it's just me naturally just being myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this shit is all about. You guys gotta understand the power and the uniqueness of you being your damn self. It doesn't matter how big, how small, how black, how bright, how light, no matter what the fuck. You gotta start from somewhere. You gotta see what another motherfucker don't already see. My nigga see used to always say this, and if you're a fan of Pimp C, my nigga used to always have this thing when he say, put it in their face. It's gonna be some niggas that's gonna hate you. It's gonna always be somebody that holding their nuts. A motherfucker gonna always count you out before they ever just open the door and let you in and just be like, all right, nigga, pull out the plate, and all right, we all gonna eat off the same plate. Ain't no motherfucking honor amongst thieves. You gonna have niggas turning their back when they on and eating their food. Nigga ain't gonna put that plate, so you can't be so gullible. You can't be an open book. You can't be so sweet when you starting to question your friendships with your partners and your relationship with your broad and shit like that. My nigga, you own to something. Stop overlooking those instincts. We're already born with a survivor kit. Look at how God made us. We heal on our own through time and shit where we don't need medicine and everything else. We some beautiful motherfuckers. Look at the way that we were created, man. And then the moment you start taking better care of yourself and thinking differently and all this old type of shit, that shit really does something to your energy, man. Everything. Your energy, your look, your feeling, the way you carry yourself. So it's a whole bunch of shit that should be your makeup just besides the money that's in your pocket. I ain't impressed with pulling out no bands. That shit don't mean nothing to a nigga. We was doing that when we was kids. That was cool when we was teenagers. Drawing down on niggas. That was it wasn't no beef. Niggas would draw down on you, pulling stacks out each pocket way before we heard of baby. And that was just cool shit to be young niggas having things. But if we would have knew better, somebody would have been, if things would have just been different. A nigga could have been led better and been doing things a lot better than he did. And if I would have knew half of the shit that I know now, ain't no telling where I would have been. I had a conversation with a young lady at work earlier. And she mentioned some shit about her little boy. I think the young guy probably maybe like 17. And she gotta take him out and get him out more. So I'm saying to myself, what you mean? She like, I don't want him to be cooped up in the house. He don't really get to do anything. And so I say, what, he still a virgin? She like, yeah, he a virgin. I don't ask him stuff like that. And I'm like, is you kidding? You his mama. If nobody else supposed to know, you supposed to know. How about his dad? What kind of relationship he got with his old man? She said, I got to tell him to talk to him and this and that and all this old shit. So I'm like, well, damn. Shit. I knew when I asked my kids everything. I be all in that grill. I ain't lying. Cause I gotta know. I'm gonna prepare your ass before this world do. I ain't gonna get on. I know how to come out of when I'm not getting on their nerves or trying them up. But and me being that type of guy, me being me, oh yeah, I want to know things. You making your own money now? How that shit feel making your own money? All right, nigga, what you doing with your money? How much money you got? I'm gonna throw some shit in there to try 'em. Shit like that. Yeah, I'm all because I need them to be ready. Dad ain't gonna always be around here, but before I leave, I gotta make sure they straight type shit. Your parents is every motherfucking thing, dog. For real. This life is everything. And then at some point, you'll understand that the family you come from ain't as near as important as the family that you create. So ain't no need to be worried about who's not supporting you, who's not fucking with you. These your people, they switched out on you. Sometimes your family could be your worst enemy. Like I told him. It's plenty of people. Half of my family I don't even fuck with because I took it personally the way that things happened after my mom died when I was a kid. But it ain't no ill intention or no ill will towards them or no hatred or nothing like that. I just choose to do me. Because I always have. I've been left alone to stand on my own. And I've been doing perfectly fine by myself. That's when I found strength in my solitude. And then as I got older, I started understanding a real player is his own best company any motherfucking way. So when the light shine on a nigga, it ain't gotta shine. When the light shine in a nigga, it ain't gotta shine on a nigga. I never been thrilled to want to go places and be around and be in the crowd and all that old type of shit. It was more important to me to have my head in books. I know things that the average nigga don't know. I can talk to any type of motherfucker on any type of level and peep game and all this old type of shit. It's way deeper than just some street shit. So every single day, the only competition is yourself because you're your worst enemy. So the only motherfucker that you should be in competition with is yourself, dog. Trying to be better than the nigga you was yesterday. All that other shit, it ain't even worth it. Fuck a hater. Alright. So for my so-called players, I seen some shit that say pimpiness is psychology warfare. It's not physical combat. Meaning, and this be the craziest shit. I remember I made some content last year, probably a year or two ago before they took down that old page. And a nigga felt some kind of way. Not to me personally, but it's like one person felt some kind of way as far as feeling like a man should holler at another man that's married wife, nigga. And the sad thing about it be, and the sad thing about it be, not just so happen to be, they didn't necessarily gotta even be your wife. Niggas will have this thing, OBS syndrome, where it's a suffering only bit syndrome, suffering from that, and niggas don't even know how to act. Let me let you know something, man. If you ever catch a nigga being disrespectful and he going out his way and making passes at your wife or your old lady, then that's understood if a nigga take that personally when a nigga doing little shit and you know what I'm saying? That's obvious enough. But when you know you got the type of broad that'll go and do shit purposely just to get up under your skin and all that old type of shit, it ain't that guy's fault. You gotta cut your broad loose. Cause I'm pretty sure she done already told you she don't want to fuck with you no more, or leave, or some kind of drama or something that occurred, and you just still on that other shit to the point where a nigga still holding on to some shit when he should have been walked away. That don't be them other guys' fault. That be a nigga that gotta check himself, man. So many celebrity breakups, doesn't matter where we begin. But when you think of damn near each one of them, for every motherfucker that was a guy and he had his shit together, he fumbled or fucked up or ended up losing some kind of way. Nigga can get the baddest, and see, that's what niggas fuck up at. That's what I don't feel like I need a motherfucker to make me better. I don't. I honestly feel like when I meet a broad, I know it's going to be some shit about me that she going to end up knowing, or I'm going to show her that's going to blow her fucking mind, that she realize and understand I ain't nothing like no other nigga. So if nothing else alone, the fascination of just knowing, damn, this nigga is different, will be enough for her. I don't have to do all that extra shit as far as, oh, I need a motherfucker to come into my life and make me better and help me better. Guys, I hear guys say that shit all the time. Man, I just want to, look at them shows. They ask a question. The bitch asks a question. So what do you want from a woman? Somebody to help bring the best out of me. The fuck do you mean? The fuck? What the fuck that's supposed to mean? If she could bring the best out of you, she can take that away from you. The fuck do that means? That doesn't make sense. Because if anything, a nigga doing fine without a motherfucker. If anything, you could come around and assist. But a nigga don't need nobody. And that's the way that you have to feel. The moment you begin to put your power into a person, this is what happened. This is what happened. You get caught up in that motherfucker. You look at her, and from the beginning, she got this look in her eye. Well, damn. Everything is wonderful to her. You bring so much excitement. You bring so much joy. And you see that fulfillment in her eyes. But then when she slowly started to change the way that she feel, you can feel that vibe and that difference and that shift of energy. And you can also see the way that she look in your eyes now and see you as not that same nigga no more. And you know what niggas do? They allow that shit to be a mirror and start seeing themselves that same way that bitch seeing them. And now you feel like you can't live without this hoe because now without her approval and all this old type of shit, you basically fucked. Look what happened to Andre 3000. Think about it. Erykah Badu was a big influence on him. Help him come up, switched his style up, blowed the fuck up, went over them folks' head. The moment she started bagging away, fucked that whole man life up. How many others we could think about it that did the same fucking shit? Just a prime example. And that's my fucking dog. They from the South. No disrespect to them or anything, but just a prime example of how shit go. And we all finna see how this shit hit the fan with this little boy Travis Hunter. I said, and I watched them little videos the other night, man. That's a damn shame. And then everybody looking up to this little girl Sexy Red and all this shit, and she going around burning niggas' dicks off and shit. And I asked the question, serious, this shit for real? Nah, it really ain't fun, this shit for real. And I asked the question, like, people really don't be on that type of shit. Like, I remember niggas used to get offended when a broad asked you when the last time you got a checkup and shit like that. You can't be that's a girl that taking care of herself, dog. And it matters to her who she sleep with. How many bitches you fuck with that ever ask you some shit like that? And if they don't, something wrong. How many bitches you done just so happen to hooked up with and everything going good, and just so happen you ain't end up trying to looking forward to fuck, but damn, it's finna go down now. And it's at that moment where them clothes about to come off and the nigga about to slide up in there, and the only thing you can ask is you straight. Yeah, I don't really do this. How many motherfucker other people you just said that to? Or how many other people she just said that to? You gotta be more careful, man. Really do. Cause the way they plan it, they make the commercials now telling you it's okay to have sex with a motherfucker with that pack as long as you taking some medicine. I knew niggas that was so fucking nasty that fuck nasty bras, and instead of going to the hospital, them niggas will try to go buy penicillin for them old people. Crazy shit. For real, man. Nigga just gotta start seeing the value in themselves. Everything breaks down to value. Everything. I said it years ago. Everything breaks down to value. You don't believe me? Prime example. Gorgeous Dre said it best. Prime example though. Your girl probably won't go fuck with an average nigga, but you give her an opportunity to fuck with this major star that she's into, this guy she music, and ask her, would she take a chance, or give her, if she had that opportunity to have sex with him for that one night, 9 times out of 10 she will. And she's not gonna look at it like she degraded herself, because she might not ever see this man again after he fucking leave. But that's a fantasy that every girl probably would want, because this is my favorite singer. The only reason she did that because the value. He's valuable. Everything breaks down to value. That's why I say, get that dumb shit out your mind. Stop worrying about the bitch. Fuck the material shit and everything else. Get yourself in position first. Get some ground up under your feet. Get level, balance. All that other shit gonna come. The best way to level the playing field when it come down to dating is a nigga that's up on top of your shit. You ain't gotta say a word. You just gotta have some game. And I ain't talking about game just to know what to say. Game to be able to peep game when they choosing, when they coming around a nigga now. Cause nigga know what's going on. Game to be able to recognize the type of hoes that I ain't gonna even waste my time with. And the type of hoes that if I do allow her to talk, I'm gonna recognize if she out of pocket or not, bitch. Cause what do you got for me? Because if you talking about just fucking with a nigga in the way that you coming at a nigga, I ain't into those type unless you got some for a nigga. Cause my handsome come with a ransom, bitch. I ain't finna just sit there and politic and just waste no time unless we are doing a console or something. But no, I'm not gonna waste no time, and I ain't gonna play, and these hoes ain't gonna stay. A lot of that shit been making me realize nothing really matters except getting that bag right. I'm telling you, because that at the end of the day, that's all that do matter. Don't get me wrong, you can't be no fucked up person. Don't get me wrong. But the money is definitely necessary. You gotta have it. Whether it's for the have just to stay afloat and to handle your business or whatever. Don't nobody want to work forever. Don't nobody want to be hurt. Don't nobody want average. But at the same time, you don't want to be the type of motherfucker where a person looking at you only because of a bag and shit like that right there. A nigga want to be situated because a nigga want to be situated. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else but a nigga being straight. You know what I'm saying? So run that shit up, bro. Run it up. All this shit is distractions, man. If you ain't watching something that you can learn from and benefit from, bro, all that shit is distraction. I get off this shit, and while I go to and fall back and get me some rest before I fall asleep, I watch animal channels or documentaries and shit. That's why I have topics and other shit to talk about, because I've been like the other day, I'm all at work. Matter of fact, all these are just work notes. Nigga be taking some of the tests at work. That the majority of this shit work notes, but every once in a while I might see some shit and write down some shit. And it was very interesting to find out in World War One, the French prostitutes used to, with severe cases of syphilis, used to charge the tricks because the soldiers was affected, would be removed from front line. Now that's crazy. And Cameron just had to say some shit about how going over there in the Philippines let a nigga fuck for $25 and he just loaded up being funny about the shit or whatever. But they do shit like that. Them soldiers go over there, come back and fucking them nasty bras and come to spreading that shit. A nigga shouldn't be so simple, man. Dawg, I done did time before. I done did hard time in prison before, my nigga, without even jacking off type shit. I ain't the type of nigga to look at porno. I'm not even in. Because when I was a young kid and used to look at that shit, I just see the addiction in niggas that feel like they got to watch that shit all the time. And no, I don't keep up with knowing who is who, trying to remember them bitches or none of that shit. Because to me, after looking at that shit a minute or two, that shit ain't player to me. Watching somebody else fuck and all this old type. I don't even like watching the motherfucker that get props from me. When I fuck around and stroll through social media and I see that fine, pretty ass broad that ain't got to turn around and show that ass and she knows she fine as fuck. That's the shit that turn me on. I'm always gonna see the bitch that's gonna bust it open. I'm tired of that. I know exactly who you are and what's going on with you, and I ain't got shit for you. And with the head you got doing the stupid shit you do 9 times out of 10, you ain't fucking with the program. So you out of pocket if I sit there and waste my time trying to, no, I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't a girl that I know of that don't like you that wouldn't do anything in the world for you. So all this coming around true players with your hand knots, they don't, players don't live like that. You don't lead with your dick, you lead with your mitt, if anything. Never lead with your dick. Always lead with your mitt. If she gonna be fucking with you when she's coming around, and I'm not saying you gotta never be no needy nigga. Cause a motherfucker ain't finna do nothing for no nigga that seem like he in need. You more of a liability in that case. But a broad would definitely invest and don't mind giving her money to an investor rather than a nigga that's a spender. So even swap ain't no swindle. Knowing that if she was to come to you and you got her like that, you ain't finna let the bitch go without having no gas money and she ain't got no gas to get to work. You ain't finna let them little lights get cut off and shit like that right there, even though she asked you at the last minute, but I'm gonna go and spend this little $150, a little couple of $100 ain't gonna kill a nigga type shit. And then she's supposed to stand up for a nigga somewhere down the line. Cause see, I send them bitches back to school. That's the shit I was vicious. Teenager. And all my girls used to be older, you know. All my girls used to be older, so older, young, didn't matter. The first thing I be wanting to know is what a bitch got going on. Oh, you don't work? Oh, okay. You finish school? Oh, okay. Send them right back to school. Get your GED. Someone went to college. Now get a job and all this old type of shit. Cause with the chances that a nigga out here taking, bitch, I can't have you living good and you thinking this shit all about what I can provide. Hell, at some point I might fuck around and need you. And I had to groom them girls. To the point where when I was fucking up and when I make those pitfalls and was in and out of jail, they was able to handle the business and make sure my money stayed straight and took care of what needed to be done type shit. It wasn't an easy game. But what I'm saying is that shit ain't for everybody. And if you can avoid it, then do it. Nothing wrong with you having some girls, some friends. It's cool being, it ain't a real man in this world. Because the high value man and everything else that they say they want, he got a choice. He got options. He ain't got to settle. Every king in the beginning of the word, from the beginning of the time, they had more than one broad. 1,000 concubines and some more shit. And the nigga with some real ism gonna let you know they gotta have more than one hoe, cause one hoe is too close to no hoe. Simple. And it's true. Her. You. One. She mad. It's none. That one. Too fucking close to none. We got a few now. You want to act out of line? Shuffle your motherfucking deck. Knock and serve. Now we going to keep this shit moving. Ain't no hard feelings. That's the way the game go, and that's the way life is. At some point, you'll been a learner, understand how this shit go and how women is, and once you get mature enough, it's no longer you worrying about a feeling. Oh, I'm looking for, it's a choice now because a nigga know what to look for. You start seeing beauty in the smaller things. Beauty will start being within. Not on that fat ass and all that other shit. You'll start seeing the beauty within motherfuckers, knowing the type, like, damn, Shawty ain't that. I sense she giving me that vibe. She ain't with that bullshit. This ain't even the type of girl you can hurt. You hurt her, you gonna feel some kind of way because she ain't gonna just, be one of them stoop low type bras. It's gonna hurt her and she gonna keep it moving type bitch. And that's another thing. Women, y'all wonder why y'all don't get the respect y'all want from certain guys. Because you're not having the type of impact to make that nigga respect you. A nigga gonna respect the type that he love. A motherfucker that's having that type of just like how men are when they're around older women. Respectful. Same way a nigga would be around a true lady. She ain't going for certain shit. A nigga know he can't just come at her talking sideways. A nigga know he can't pull out no stats, no adolescent jesters, playing games, and you can't do that. Not around mature motherfuckers. That's why I say you gotta have, your game gotta be tailored. You gonna be in different arenas. I might be in a store and just so happen to just see a little fucking bop. And if I feel like playing with, I might plant some little seeds just to see what head that be. Where your pimp at? Huh? I see what's going on. And if she know what I'm talking about, she gonna give me that little look. At the same time, if she don't know what I'm talking about, she gonna give another look. It's gonna be a look of curiosity. And now I might fuck around and just play with the strings or some shit. But then you might be in a place like in the bank. I go to the bank the other day. Meet a gent just like that. If I sit down and be around a motherfucker, I ain't gotta be doing nothing but just simply just conversate. At the hospital. Go to the hospital trying to just get my shit and leave. The receptionist, she eating it up. But she's married though. Still want my phone number. I ain't did nothing but came and just went to my appointment and I'm trying to go. I don't know none of these motherfuckers. None. They don't know it's just the way I talk, what it is. And they just eating that shit up. That's why I say it's natural, bro. Y'all ain't gotta do nothing extra, man. Just be yourself. And once you get comfortable with being you in your own skin, that's what they're gonna see and gonna feel when you go about. It ain't gonna be them clothes you wear. Yeah, that shit look good. Don't get me wrong. But it's the nigga that's wearing that shit that making that shit look good. For real. So don't forget it. Never let the bullshit become you, man. Follow trend, set your own. That's what I believe in. I just let that shit just come off the top and just go with it, man. But, it's just at some point with me, it's the same old shit. It's the same old shit. The only thing I can honestly tell you is don't be afraid because we're gonna make mistakes. But mistakes is what make us great. That's what make us better. It ain't a motherfucker in this world that I can tell you that if they ever went through some shit and survived it, that at some point that shit ain't make them better in some kind of way. It makes us better, dog. Because when you make mistakes, it makes you resourceful enough to find the right answers. So I ain't finna sit here and tell you everything's supposed to be perfect. It's not. If you in those situations, like one of my young guys asked me yesterday, I think it was earlier, I responded to it. Them ain't your friends. If you gotta feel like a nigga in competition with you and all this shit. If you're dealing with females and a bra ever tell you some stupid shit like she gonna leave you or I leave you, all that pussy. I made a video about that months ago. Never let a motherfucker feel like they're gonna leave, come into and out your life as they please. You got me fucked up. What type of nigga you think I would be if I sit here and let you leave me? And that's the trip part. You got some guys that be good to a motherfucker. But you fixing your heart and your mind to leave me and think that you could just come back because we got history or had history, or you think you just that pussy that good, or you think I'm just that sweet. We ain't doing that. Bitch, as a matter of fact, I'm trying to push you out the door. Once I see the differences in some shit strange, yeah, they're dead serious. That's the problem I have. The problem I have ain't trying to get them. It's getting rid of their ass. That's the problem I have. The biggest problem I have with dealing with my women is getting rid of their ass. That's the problem. It ain't no problem getting them and all that old shit. No, I don't have that. And I'm not sitting here trying to say it's a piece of cake for you or none of that shit either, but how the fuck do you know if you don't test the water? You just be your damn self. And they gonna love you and respect you for it. It's either one or two things. Love it or fucking hate it. Either or, I can care less. Because can't nobody love me more than I love myself. And if you don't give a fuck, then good. Because I'm going to keep on putting this shit in your face. For real. And that's the way that you gotta be in everything in life, dog. Confident. And that ain't nothing that you born with. You build it over time. We continuously keep telling you guys that. So start from wherever you at. And to continue to keep growing in that shit. Continue to keep building with that shit, man. For real. And you know, I usually don't get on here so late. Some of my younger guys, I know they have to work and got school, but this is my Friday on Thursdays. If I choose not to do overtime. So, I'm going back somewhere to finish up my Christmas shopping this weekend. And, yeah, I ain't got no work this weekend, so I'm going to go and finish up my little Christmas shopping sometime this weekend. That's just cool, man. I don't really be doing too much. I don't really be into holidays. Long as my kids and shit like that straight, and this little granddaughter I got, long as she fine, I'm going to be all right. But other than that, I'm just going to be cool and then chilling for the most part. Yeah, no doubt, bro. I'm going to always keep it solid with y'all. I be feeling for the people that be just not tuning in. But y'all had to catch me when I get on this jam because I try not to be on this bitch too long. And I try not to give you too much because I don't want y'all to get tired with a nigga, bored with a nigga. But I do like to touch bases here and there. And just making sure y'all good out there, man, for the most part. But y'all know y'all can reach me at any time through the link. Or just message me or some shit like that right there, man, for the most part. But get my ass in this bitch and get me something to eat and sit down and relax, man. And enjoy the rest of my Thursday since I ain't got to get my ass up at no 4 o'clock in the morning. But as always, man, peace, prosperity. And always, man, it's nothing but love from your boy, Sir Golden. You know I represent 36. 36 O's of game. The best thing is cocaine. It ain't no game if it ain't 36 ounces of gold in game. And when they talk about golden, make sure they get it right. Tell them you're talking about down south golden. The one that spell his name with the white.